In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a WhatsApp AI agent. We're going to be using two of my favorite platforms, which is n8n and Voiceflow. And if you've been on YouTube recently, you probably noticed a lot of these people teaching you how to build n8n workflows, n8n agents. Well, I do want to mention that it's not as easy as they look. A big issue is that a lot of these people don't actively sell these two businesses. For me, I actively sell these, so I understand the bottlenecks, and I understand that it's a lot more complicated than it seems. You can't just slap the n8n agent node and then just put it onto WhatsApp and then sell it. That's why I'm including Voiceflow in this video. There's a lot more that goes into this, and Voiceflow is just really good for flexibility. You can add a lot more complexity into these agent steps, and I'm going to be showing you why this is my favorite and why it's so powerful. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around for the entire video. And if you're brand new to the channel, my name's Elliot. I'm an entrepreneur. I founded ManyFlow AI, which is my AI development company. I'm also a content creator and AI educator here on YouTube, helping you guys understand this new world of AI, selling agents, building agents for people who have absolutely no experience. And in the description down below is going to be a link to my free AI Skool community where I have all my resources, my templates, my prompts from all my previous YouTube videos, and just a great place to network and meet like-minded people. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. And so with that being said, let's just dive into it. So I'm going to go ahead and show off the WhatsApp demo first, but already here on n8n, you can see that this is the very basic workflow. We only have 3 nodes. We have a WhatsApp trigger, a HTTP request here calling the Voiceflow API, and then the send message back. So I'm going to break this down, but first I'm going to go through the actual WhatsApp. So if I go over here, I have my test number up here, and I'm going to go ahead and just start the conversation. I'm going to say, hey, do you sell in the US only or other places? This is just a Voiceflow bot that I kind of cooked up. It's for a solar company. I'm trying to build like a customer support / lead qualifier. And as you can see, it instantly responded to me as if I was asking for help for like on a solar company's website. You can just have like the WhatsApp widget. And it says Solar Co. primarily operates in the United States. However, we may have partnerships or services in other regions. Are you looking for your home or your business? So immediately it starts asking me am I interested in like for my home, for my business? I kind of prompted this to be a little salesy a little bit. So we can just go ahead and respond for my home. And then we could always test the knowledge base that I added. And again, in n8n, you have to connect like a whole vector store. So with Voiceflow, we have the built-in knowledge base, makes things a lot easier as well. And it's still asking me a few questions, but I could be like, explain to me your pricing structure. I believe I have that in the knowledge base. So let's see how that responds. Our pricing depends on factors like the size of the solar system you need, your energy usage, right? You get the point. We also offer financing options. Would you like to explore our solar solutions further? Yeah, sure. And so right now it's going to try to get me into like the lead qualification. So I'm going to say, my name obviously here, right here. I'm going to say like John, it's going to ask for my email, that's why, at gmail.com. There's actually a lot going on in the back end that I'm going to show very soon. It's going to be the whole Voiceflow side of things. And then here it's going directly into the qualification questions. And if I go through this entire flow, it'll try to like book me in and qualify me. Again, the purpose of this isn't to build out a full Voiceflow thing, but it's to show you the capabilities of Voiceflow. So you get the point. We instantly get a message back from WhatsApp. And I'm going to show you right now how to configure the WhatsApp part, and then we'll jump right after into n8n and then the Voiceflow part. So to get started with WhatsApp, we're going to go to Facebook developers. Again, I'm going to have all these links in the description down below, so you'll just have to click them and then log in if you have a Facebook. You can go to this link, click on login. I'm already logged in, so I go to my apps. And then this is the app that I'm currently using, but what you're going to want to do is create an app. So you go here. You're going to call your app name, testing something cool. You call it whatever you'd like. You add your app contact email, click on next. Now for the use cases, and they actually changed their UI as the time I'm recording this. So if I take a minute to find something, that's why they just changed up a few things. But what you're going to look for is connect with customers through WhatsApp under use cases. You used to want to click on other, but I guess they don't do that anymore. If you click on others here, they don't have it. So I just clicked on the WhatsApp, click on next. And then here you're going to want to select your business portfolio. If you don't have one, you have to make one. So I just use my personal Facebook one. I just made a business portfolio. Just follow the steps, pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and select it and click on next. You don't have to add any requirements, and then you could just look for the overview, and then you just want to go to dashboard directly. So I'm going to go use the app that I just configured a few days ago. For this, I'm not going to create a whole new one, but this is exactly the step that you want to do. So once you are in the dashboard, you're going to see something like this. You might have a bunch of icons telling you to add payment methods and all that. You might, if you're actually deploying this, but I'm showing you how to use a test number. I'm not going through the entire technicalities on using a real number, just because this all depends on like the region and country you're on, getting the phone number verified. So this example is with a test number, so you'll be able to use this with the test number that you're assigned. But the next step is go to use cases over here. And again, this is what they just changed their whole UI. It used to not look like this. You used to not have to go to use cases. But you click on use cases, you're going to go to where it says connect with customers through WhatsApp. Click on customize. You're going to click on API setup over here. And then you're going to get a screen that looks like this. As you can see, I have a bunch of alerts and stuff, but we don't have to worry about that for now. So what you want to do is go to this number here. Select your test number. So I'm going to select my test number. You're going to add a recipient phone number as well, which I'm going to add my number for testing purposes. And then there's going to be some credentials that we need to add into n8n. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to jump directly into n8n. And there's going to be actually two different credentials. I don't know why the meta makes it so complicated, but once you play around with this a few times, you'll get the hang of it. So what I just showed you there is actually the credentials for the send message node, which is right here. And again, to get these, never mind. To get this, you're going to want to click here. You type in WhatsApp, Business Cloud, and then it's going to be the send message. And then for triggers, for the one on the left here, the WhatsApp trigger, it's going to be the same thing here on messages. So you can grab both of those and you're going to drag them over here. So we're going to start with the send messages really quickly. And what you want to do is add a credential. So you're not going to have any of this right now. You're going to want to make sure to go here, create a new credential, you name it what you like, and now you're looking for an access token and a business account ID. So to get those two things, it's very simple. When you're on this screen, you're going to generate your access token here. It's going to make you probably log in one more time. It does that for me as well. I'm not going to regenerate it just because I literally just did this and I don't want to rechange the keys. But you click on this big blue button, generate access token. You copy that. You paste it in right here for access token. And then you're going to paste in the business account ID, which is going to be this account ID down here. So make sure to click on copy, and then you can go ahead and paste it in there. Then you'll have your first node configured. And then here you'll be able to select the sender's phone number, which will be your test number. You'll be able to add your recipient, which you could just hard code your phone number. Message type is going to be text. And then just leave this blank for now until we get to that step. But then going to the WhatsApp trigger now, here it's asking for a few different things. So go here, create new credential, and then you're going to want a client ID and a client secret. Now, in order to get this, we're going to go back to Facebook. You're going to go to your dashboard again here. We're going to go down to app settings and click on basic. And then here you have your app ID and your app secret. So you're going to copy these two here and you're going to paste them in here. So client ID is the app ID, and then the client secret is the client secret over here. And then you're just going to go ahead and save that credential, and then you'll be good to go for WhatsApp. You'll have all that configured. For the trigger, this is very important and it's very strange, but you want to make sure to have this on failed, because if you don't, WhatsApp sends like metadata and it just keeps going into a perpetual loop of just infinite text. So here this is kind of like a filter where it's saying like, hey, if this is failed, it's not going to trigger that. So it'll realistically never fail. So whenever as long as it doesn't see failed, it won't keep sending messages and re-triggering over and over again. So I have the failed field set here and then trigger on messages. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So now that's WhatsApp is configured, right? Just to recap, we get the trigger here and then the send message. We are getting our test number, and then we want to text a body here. What are we sending? So this is the whole Voiceflow side of things now. So before we dive into like the Voiceflow workflow, I'm going to show you how to do the HTTP request first. So you go here, type in HTTP, and you want to grab that. And then you just drag it in and we configure this. So to configure that, so let me just delete this. We're going to click on it, and this is going to be the endpoint you are going to use. And again, I'll have this n8n template in the free Skool community, so you'll just have to download this template. Everything's going to be already done for you, even with the request as well. That'll all be done for you, so you don't have to actually do this. But if you're curious, we're obviously just going to cover it. So it's a post request. This is the endpoint, general runtime Voiceflow state, user, and then we have a number, and then interact. So this is really important with Voiceflow. This is basically the user ID. So you want to make sure that this is going to be set when you're deploying this. This is going to be set to the phone number of whoever is messaging this agent, right? It'll be a field phone number, and you want to set that as the ID so it remembers the conversation. Right now I'm using a test number with always my same number. So I'm just typing in a completely random number here. So that's a new session every time. So every time I actually want to do a new chat, I actually have to change this entire number every time. So I just add like an extra number. So it's a whole new session. So just keep that in mind if you're deploying this. Make sure to use like the phone number because it's always going to be a different phone number. For authentication here, I have none for the dropdown. Send query parameters is off. We do want to send headers. We want to send the authorization, which is the Voiceflow API key, which I'm going to show you in just a minute how to get that. We have content type application/JSON, name, accept, and application/JSON again. And then we want to send a body. It's going to be in JSON. Specify body using JSON. And then here is the JSON payload. Again, you'll have all of this configured. This is the WhatsApp message, essentially. When they text it, it's being sent to Voiceflow to start the conversation. So if we actually go ahead and trigger this manually, so let me go ahead and do a new number here. Sorry, I'm just gonna add like 2 numbers, something I haven't done before. I'm gonna execute this. I might just turn this off for now. Oops. Yeah, sometimes they'll get that message. It's just they don't want you to have the same webhook multiple times. So we go here and go back to WhatsApp. Hello. Go back. It's going to trigger it. It's going to send the message. I'm going to receive it. But if we look into the HTTP node here, we can see that this was the WhatsApp trigger on the left side. So if I scroll down here, this, as you can see down here, it says hello, which is exactly what I sent. So this field comes from the messages down here. So I literally just grabbed body over here and then just dragged it down here into this request body. So then from there, it's the same thing for the send message. We're taking the Voiceflow API output and we're placing it into the send message as well. So if I go down here, JSON payload.message, it's going to be this one over here. Hi there, welcome to Solar. This is the response from Voiceflow that we're saving to send back into WhatsApp. And then it just keeps going as the conversation goes because it's going to send a message back. You're going to text it back, and it just keeps going perpetually. So that's the entire n8n flow. All we have is 3 nodes. We connect it with an API key, and that's it. So now in order to get that API key, we're going to jump over to Voiceflow. And this is the Voiceflow kind of dummy agent that I built out. But as you can see already, it's a lot different than how it would be in n8n. There's a bunch of stuff going on. So we'll cover that in just a moment. But to get your API key, you're going to go to the settings down here. Click on API keys. You're going to have a primary key set here. You're going to copy it. And once again, go to the HTTP node here. And you're going to paste it down here. And then you're all done. You're going to want to set this to live. And you can be ready to test. But again, you're probably going to need a Voiceflow project for this. So going into Voiceflow quickly, this isn't really a Voiceflow tutorial, but I do want to show you the power of Voiceflow. So we're starting directly with an agent step here. So this is very similar to the n8n agent, right? It's almost identical. So when you click on edit, this is like a routing agent, how it starts to find it's going to define the path. Like, are they going to qualify the lead? Is they going to go through customer support? The thing I really like about Voiceflow is that they have exit conditions. So our prompt is choosing when to exit depending on the user input. So here it's saying, okay, they look like they're ready to be qualified. They look like they're ready to buy solar. Let's go through this route. Or they look like they need help. We're going to go through this route with customer support. And again, in Voiceflow, you have all of these options down here. Functions, tools. Yeah, there's also MCP now. There's just a lot of things that we can add. And all of this, when you connect it with a WhatsApp agent, it becomes powerful. So here, right, let's say it wants to qualify, it goes into a qualifier prompt, and then here again, it'll go through other exit scenarios, and I'm linking if they're like in the middle of the qualification process, but they're not actually qualified, maybe it'll jump into like another agent, right? So I'm jumping the workflow, I'm jumping the conversation to this main agent, which will re-jump the conversation to other places. And then here, if they were to be qualified, it'll go through some code. This could be done in n8n, no problem. You could just run some functions. But then again, we're running some code here, and then it's going into a booking agent. The booking agent has functions linked to the agent itself, which is just tool calling. Again, n8n does have this capability. But packaging all of this up together and having n8n be super clean, just like this with just 3 nodes, and then having all of the backend stuff into Voiceflow is very, very neat. So again, this could also be a voice caller. Voiceflow does have that feature now where you can just call on the phone as well. So it's not just text-based. It's not just a text-based agent. But yeah, this is basically the really amazing part about Voiceflow and their new agent steps is we're just connecting a bunch of them, jumping back and forth, calling a bunch of tools. And as someone who is selling these actively, I'm always doing this. I'm connecting Voiceflow API. If it's either through a custom coded application, we're calling the Voiceflow API. If we're using WhatsApp, I go almost through everything with Voiceflow. And just like that, we were able to connect the Voiceflow API within n8n. As you can see, it was pretty simple. There were just like 3 nodes, but keep in mind that this was a test number that we used in WhatsApp. If you're actually deploying this or you're selling this, make sure that you're not using a test number. Of course, you can when you're testing and debugging, but you want to make sure to go through the state and the region, get verified, and then connect it with WhatsApp. But I didn't want to include that in this video. It is a little bit technical, and I just wanted you to get a foundation and a good understanding of how powerful Voiceflow is and how it's a game changer compared to just those basic n8n agents, how it jumps from exit scenario to other exit scenarios. There's a lot more that goes into this. So again, if you're building complex agents, things that you really want to be bulletproof and robust, highly recommend using Voiceflow. This was not a sponsored video by Voiceflow. I just personally love what they're doing over there and how amazing their platform is. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. It definitely helps my channel grow, and I will see you all in the next video.